My name is Kat Kerr, and today we're going to be making this layered matte Duralar shadow box. Now, matte Duralar film is a semi-transparent plastic and it's very durable, and I wanted to use that transparency as part of the shadow box. I wanted to layer pages on top of one another in order to create a scene, but when I first started I wasn't really sure exactly how and in what direction I wanted to go in, and so I decided to just start playing with some alcohol inks and see where it would take me. So I grabbed some sheets of matte Duralar and then I cut them up, and then I just started adding some alcohol inks, and while it was drying I applied some metallic foil for interest. Now, alcohol inks work great on any plastic film, but I specifically chose the matte Duralar because I wanted that transparent element. And even though I'm adding alcohol inks and I'm adding the foil, when I'm done, you can still see some transparency, which is really awesome. I love that. But also when you flip it around, it also has this beautiful pastel look to it, and the foil also looks very cool. So it has this double duty. You can use it either way. Now, I wanted to use this city scene as part of the shadow box, but I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to layer it just yet. So I decided to just add some of the images onto individual sheets of matte Duralar, and then I would decide how to layer it. Now, a great tip when stamping onto matte Duralar film is to actually put the film on top of the inked stamp. And this is a great way to make sure that you have contact in all the areas and that you're going to get the design, the complete design, onto your film. Next, I cut out some of the images. I left the main focal one intact, and I started adding color using these markers. Next, I added a piece of telephone book paper to the back of my shadow box, and I also printed out an image onto matte computer graphics film. I cut out the image and applied it directly onto a piece of matte Duralar film, and then I took some red acrylic ink and just added some interest around the head. Now, I decided to use the alcohol ink page as my top layer, and so I cut out the center using this frame die cut and my die cutting machine, and then I just cut it out to fit the top layer of the shadow box. Now I have everything that I need to start assembling. Here I'm using double tack dry adhesive film on the back of all of the elements so that I wouldn't see the adhesive on the other side. And I love layering these images because it makes the buildings in the background look like they're far off in the distance, which is pretty awesome. Here I'm using a white jelly roll pen to add some additional interest, and I also end up using a metallic one on the building. Now I just continue to add the elements on top of one another, and I create this scene using all of these individual pages that I've cut in different ways to create interest. And I end up adding a little piece of that telephone book paper to create a title, and then I glue on my alcohol ink frame. Next, I use some of that clear glue to apply black Dresden trim to the edge of the shadow box. And I had a little bit of glue seeping out, and so I added some gold glitter, and this shadow box is done. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and for the complete list of materials, make sure you check out that description below. And for more ideas using matte Duralar film, be sure to stop by grafixarts.com. Thanks for watching.